Hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Skyloft Study. And this is the first episode and first video of 2018. So I thought, today, as well as the usual Q&A section, I would go over some of my plans to ensure a year packed full of Zelda content. And also, I guess you could say, an announcement. But I have talked about it slightly before. And I don't want to talk too much about the year ahead, mainly so I can answer some of your questions. Without any more rambling on, let's get into this episode of the Skyloft Study. Also, please don't consider anything I say as a New Year's resolution or anything like that, because I personally don't really believe in them. I believe in goals and targets, which is completely different and a bit more realistic. So, I am going to break this into a few different parts. The first part being a quick little overview of 2017, along with what's to come in 2018. Second, a new announcement. And third, a little bit of word on some collaboration projects. Along with all of that, I will always be answering a few questions at the end. So, let's dive into this. Alright, so let's just take a quick little look at how 2017 went. Well, it's fair to say, that's when I really started YouTube. I mean, I did make videos in 2016, but they were pretty bad. But you gotta start somewhere. Anyway, 2017 for me was kind of a huge learning curve. I learned a lot about stuff you shouldn't be and should be doing. And the channel grew quite a lot. We went from just under 100 subscribers at the beginning of the year, to all the way up to 900 at the end of the year. And we are getting closer and closer to that big 1k goal, which seems really close now. I did set to reach it by March 3rd, 2018, but the way things are going right now, we might reach that by the end of January, and that's amazing. So 2017 was a really good year for me, learning and growing. Well, we are now in 2018. And I feel a lot more confident in many different ways, from actually talking into the mic to editing my videos, which I suppose you could say has improved by quite a lot. Anyway, throughout this year, I plan to work even harder than last year to make some more of that sweet Zelda content. And I do plan to release some other stuff as well, but I'm not fully decided yet on if I want to expand out a little and do the occasional all-out Nintendo video. But you can let me know below if that is something you would like to see. Something I hope to do in 2018 a lot better than 2017 is taking more time to edit the videos. Now, this did get better more recently, but a few months ago you could easily tell when some videos were rushed. And I'm going to be taking things a little bit more serious than last year. Alright, so moving on to the new announcement. Well, if you've been watching me for a while, you might know that I tried streaming a few times in 2017. A few on YouTube and a few on Twitch. And in all honesty, they were all pretty average quality. And I had a lot of issues. Although I did also get a lot of good feedback. So I've decided that I will start up streaming again this year. Now, I don't have a confirmed date for starting yet, but I will do soon. And you might see me go live randomly just to test out some things. But I will put up a post on Twitter to say when I really start. I plan to do one stream a week, likely on the weekend, mainly due to that time suiting me a lot better. And with 50% of you guys from the US watching, it works a lot better for me to trying to get a good time here to fit in well with the other time zones. So look forward to that, and who knows, it could expand into more than once a week. Moving on to the third part, collaboration. For me in 2017, that was something I did for the first time. And honestly, it scared me a lot, since the people I wanted to work with and got to work with made a lot better content than me. And I really didn't want to screw up, but honestly, I loved it once I started. I worked on about 3 to 4 different projects with some amazing people. My most notable ones would have to be the Champions Ballad review with Hexovian, the theories I did with NG Gaming, and of course the DLC 2 video with Edible, which did really well. And still, the best part is, I already have a few in the works for this year, and they are not even all Zelda, but of course most of them are. And they are with some pretty cool people, so I look forward to it and hope you do as well. Real quick before I get into the Q&A part, I just wanted to note this part in. To all of you, and trust me, there is quite a lot, who say they like my voice or anything along those lines, thank you, I do try. Alright, now for the best part of these videos, the Q&A. So the first question comes from a really cute panda from the Discord server, and they asked, what is the first Zelda game I played, and what did I enjoy the most about the Zelda game? Alright, so the first Zelda game I played would have been Ocarina of Time. Now, it wasn't actually on the N64, despite having one in the house at the time. I had the collector's edition thing with Ocarina of Time on the GameCube, and honestly played it for hours on hours. Probably because I sucked at it back then. As for what I enjoyed most about it, well, I guess that would have to be the sense of adventure the game offered. And to be honest, in some ways I like it more than Breath of the Wild. But that's for another video. But yeah, the sense of adventure in that game is for sure my favourite part, especially when you first step into Hyrule Field. Alright, the second question. This one comes from a good friend of mine, Space Tree, and his question is to go off of that. And he asked, what do I love the most about my favourite game? Being Twilight Princess, which, yes, if you couldn't tell, is my favourite game. And also, what stands out so much to me? Well, Twilight Princess, where do we start? I love everything about it. From the characters like Ilia, Colin, Ilia's dad, Zant, and of course the best of all, Midna and Agatha. Along with amazing characters, I love the darkness to the game. It is debatable if it's darker than Majora's Mask or not, but I'd say so in my opinion. I love all the segments where you're trapped within the Twilight, but my favourite part of Twilight Princess has to be the story relationship between Link and Midna. I just love the incredible story they go through together, to then Midna leaving Link on his journey at the very end. The most standout part to me, I guess, would have to be the darkness to the story. Not so much the game, but more the story. I mean, at one point, you have a group of children getting kidnapped. So, I really hope that answers your question on that. But I will talk about it a bit more when I get into my top 10 Zelda games list. Alright, so this third question comes from Ham, and he asked, do you feel like the gaming community has changed for the better or worse in the past 25 years? And honestly, I'd say better. However, with all of the better stuff will come bad parts, like trolls. But that's the community for you, and no individual gaming community is perfect. But I do think that it has changed for the better over time. And that's really all I can say on that. I hope it answers your question. Well, that's the 4th episode of the Skyloft Study. And as always, be sure to leave your questions anywhere you can hit me up, and I'll add them to my questions to answer. And I promise I will start answering more than 3 in the future. Anyway, I really hope you all enjoyed this episode, and if you did, be sure to leave a like. And I hope you all have a great day or night, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.